Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Crickline. Today we have a very shocking news that India bundled out to 46. And today we are having with our guest Abdullah Migdad. Migdad, you got the news that India home side they got all out 46 for 10. And what is on your mind?
That's truly, and thank you very much for giving me an opportunity to be a part with you first of all time. And you talk about India versus New Zealand. The first started at Bengaluru. It's supposed to start yesterday really, but unfortunately bad weather didn't happen the match yesterday. And the second day started, and his Indian skipper won the toss and decided to have a bat really. But there was a dreamy start for New Zealand bowlers, but it was a rather unfortunate start for India because when I saw the match, especially in the right the start of the match, and I was before the TV screen and I saw the match, enjoyed the match really, especially enjoyed the New Zealand bowling. Particularly, we can say that Team Saudi and Met Henry started the bowling as a bowling pair really, and they bowled magnificently well, and it was an inhale really for Indian batters because they face first few overs, and you know that normally Indians are fond of playing and some big shots right at the beginning of the test match, and they try to develop the innings with firing arms really. But today, some big difference and completely different scenario I witnessed really, because a number of overs we saw that was made in really, in particularly, but you know that run rate in the first 15 over, this could only 12 runs. That's a mysterious because the same team really, they played terrifically well against Bangladesh. In less than 2 days they won the match, and in fact the New Zealand bowlers and Bangladeshi pace bowlers are not the similar really, you know that.
Well said, brother. But India is considered as one of the strongest batting unit in the world cricket. But they were bundled out at their home ground. The game was held in Chinnaswamy Stadium here in Bengaluru, which is popularly known as a high-scoring ground, and in a type of ground where Indian team is all out for 46. Is it unusual?
Absolutely, they rattled out just 46 runs. It's unbelievable because there's such a strong supporting staff. I mean, Indian team, and where the whole dominations shoot by New Zealand bowler. In fact, Team Saudi started the processing as a wicket taker really, but you know that he just got one wicket, but in fact he bowled brilliantly. Unluckily, some other bowlers got some lion's share of the wicket. I mean, O'Rourke got 4, and Matt Hindi, another experience, got 5 really. But you know that if you talk about the Indians batting, let me
5 batsmen got
about
duck.
Yes, and the Golden Duck against New Zealand bowlers, 5 batters really is unbelievable and incredible as well. You know, the Isbaz Aiswal start the processing normally as an opener for Indian team, and he batted for such longer time and faced 63 balls. He scored just 13 runs. Just have a look at the strike. This is a short of 20 runs he's striking. And Rohit Sharma did not get any sort of advantage from the piece as you talk about the batting deck or batting paradise in Senashami. And similarly, Kohli is not in good form, but you know that last 6 or 7 matches I saw him simply off color, we can say, but just scored 48 runs against Bangladesh in the final test.
Well, Migdad,
I'll take us 30 seconds more from you because some other batter, Sarfaraz Khan, you know that he made a triple hundred in this domestic season just a week before starting this test match, and he got a golden duck as well. And then Rishabh Pant started processing, but unfortunately got out as well. You know this, he scored 20 runs, is the highest score for the team. Yeah. And KL Rahul, another golden duck. And then Ravindra Jadeja and Ashwin, and very next ball we saw some wickets really. There was a couple of times we witnessed that there was hat-tricks really, and finally Kuldeep Yadav and no tail-ender even contributed well for Indian team, and finally they bundled out in just 46 runs.
Well, Migdad, I would like to discuss some very critical issues. You know that India, they have changed their coach Rahul Dravid, and some of their cricket analysts were talking about that Gautam Gambhir he is a phenomenal character and phenomenal coach for limited edition, particularly in T20Is, and ODIs. But if you talk about longer version cricket, Test cricket, then Rahul Dravid was the right man. Do you think is there any problem or issues in terms of approach?
Absolutely, the Rahul Dravid is the pioneer really in case of coaching. When he was a player, was a absolutely fabulous career. He possessed really, and as a coach really, but he has a better contribution for the team and team in case of augmenting the team spirit, and as well as you can say the good relationship in the dressing room, and as well as in between upper level and experienced player and newcomer you can talk about, and similarly. But even in case of Gautam Gambhir, and we'll have to make a judgment after giving at least a year. That after a year or two you can make a final judgment, because the first assignment was against Bangladesh and relatively weaker team in Test arena, poor team in Test arena, and Gautam Gambhir succeeded well against Bangladesh too really, when Bangladesh played in India just few weeks back really. And in this arena against New Zealand, they're absolutely getting a challenge really from New Zealand pacer really. But you can say that you will have to give it time. You can
sure, of course. 5 years ago, almost 6 years ago, back in 2008 in India, were bundled out for 36. And this type of number is, do you think this type of number is accidental?
Yes, it can happen, but we can say accidental. But the bowler of New Zealand pacer really that bowled phenomenally well. The just 3 bowlers bowled today because a short distance, and the 10 wickets fallen down, and definitely in such a quick time. And that other bowlers, especially the Rasi Ravindra and Daddy Mitchell, the spinners, Westpin Dew, Trio, even some part-timer hasn't had bowled yet. So before starting their processing, they were bundled out definitely. On the other hand, that New Zealand started rather brilliantly in the batting as well, because they already scored 180 runs of just conceding 3 wickets. But it's a very good sign, because they have already 135 runs ahead than India.
The way New Zealand batters batting was absolutely brilliant, because it didn't show that the wicket was so tricky or wicket was so difficult. But the way Indian batsmen got out, it was surprisingly. And I think that their approach was also very defensive, because after end of 15 overs they scored only 12 runs. It's a very cautious start, but whatever, the fact is they were bundled out for 46. I would like to conclude our conversation, and I think we will be back in the next vital matches. Thank you for giving your time. Thank you everyone for watching.